Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be installing new exhaust and new windscreen on my Kawasaki Ninja 400. So without wasting too much time, let's take a look at what I'm going to be installing today. So after doing some research, I have settled on an Akrapovic slip-on exhaust and a zero gravity double bubble and smoke. Alright, let's take a look at the windscreen. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Let's get this thing unpacked. Alright, and I'm going to compare it side by side with the stock one in just a moment. And let's go ahead and unbox the exhaust. Packing material, the install doc in multiple languages, don't care. Installation instructions in English, may need that later. Alright, so we have a carbon fiber bracket. Looks like a really nice quality. And install hardware. We have a bracket that's going to go on a stock downpipe, a washer and a nut, a tension spring, and a new bolt for this bracket. Alright, let's put that aside for just a second. Alright, so this is the exhaust. Alright. You have a tightening bracket, a gasket that goes on the inside of the exhaust. It goes right over the stock downpipe because the diameter of this is larger, and it's meant to be used with a Akrapovic downpipe, which is the main reason actually I decided to go with this exhaust. Obviously it's lighter, it's carbon fiber, and it is meant to be used with their downpipe. So in the future, when I did decide to go with a downpipe and tune, it's a plug and play basically. All right, so quickly looking at the exhaust itself, it has a reducer. It can be removed by removing this plug, and there's a bolt in there that holds it in place. The quality of the exhaust looks really nice. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or remove it. I think initially I'm probably just gonna keep it and drive around with the reducer in and see what it sounds like at the higher RPMs. If it's not too loud, I may remove it and just to see what it sounds like without it. But for today, probably just gonna keep it, get it installed the way it is, let it break in, and see what it sounds like after break in, because they do get slightly louder as the exhaust breaks in. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the stock exhaust and get the new one on, and then we'll do the same thing with the windscreen. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the stock exhaust. Basically, we need to remove the heat shield first, and then the exhaust itself is just 2 bolts here and here. Now that the heat shield is off, it's just 2 bolts to remove the exhaust, a clamp on the bottom, and a bolt here that holds it to this bracket. It's a 10 millimeter and 10 millimeter and a 12 millimeter. Alright, now let's install the Akrapovic exhaust on. First we need to install a bracket on the stock downpipe. Alright, so next take the supplied gasket, put it right inside the exhaust, slide the bracket on. Alright, and carefully put the exhaust inside the stuck down pipe. Alright, now loosely tighten the exhaust bracket. Don't tighten everything completely yet. Now let's position the exhaust bracket. Alright, now that you got everything loosely aligned, put the retaining spring in place and get everything tightened up. Alright guys, so now that the exhaust is installed and everything is tightened, go ahead and clean the downpipe and exhaust itself before you start the bike. Make sure it doesn't leave any fingerprints or any oily residue that you may have on the pipe and the exhaust. Alright guys, the moment of truth. I'm gonna start this thing up. You'll hear the idle. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit, so I'm gonna cut that portion out obviously, and then I will do a couple of revs just so you can get an idea and the difference between the stock exhaust and the Akrapovic. Alright guys, now that the exhaust is installed, let's go ahead and install the new windscreen. Install is super easy. Basically, you just have to remove these 4 screws. Be careful because that's the only thing that holds the windscreen and your mirrors to the bike. So obviously do it one at a time and just hold on to your mirrors. And once you have the last 2, just hold on to your windscreen and the mirrors as well. For the comparison purposes, here's the stock windscreen. Here's the zero gravity. On the edges, it's got these winglets, I guess, if you want to call them. They're slightly pointy, but the screen itself is about, it's about 1.5 inches or so taller, and it does come out forward more with this little bubble, I guess, hence the double bubble name for it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this thing installed. One quick note, zero gravity does provide you with these gaskets. Make sure you put the gaskets on first before you put the windscreen on, okay? Pretty important. Alright guys, so that was a quick and easy install of Akrapovic slip-on exhaust and zero gravity double bubble windscreen. I know it's not always easy to get a full feeling of what the exhaust sounds like, but the exhaust does sound definitely deeper than a stock, and at a higher RPMs it sounds actually pretty nice. It is not super loud or overpowering, so like I said, I'll drive it with the dB killer or reducer, however you want to call it, for a little while it breaks in to see what it sounds like you know, on the road, on the highway, and decide whether I want to remove it or keep it in. As for the zero gravity windscreen, like you know, as you've seen, the install is super easy. Obviously, like I said, don't forget to put those rubber gaskets in before you put the windshield in, and that's it. It looks really nice. It is smoked, so it looks definitely a lot nicer than the stock one on the bike. And my hope is that because of that slightly raised windshield, and by the way it comes out a little bit forward, it'll be able to redirect the air slightly over my helmet so I don't get as much buffeting as I do right now. Alright guys, so that will do it for today. Hopefully this video was useful to some of you. If you liked the video, as always, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.